Let's see what happens here. Going on a signal hunt here, my friend. Something I need to pay attention to is this wire over here. Can't really see what it looks like on the phone. This wire here. Helicopter just flew over the house too. Oh, there they go. Here they go. Here they go. I don't know if you can see it up here moving or not. Here they go. Pay attention to the birds. You know, I did some listening to the news recently, and hey, Nuclear Regulatory Committee, how's it fucking feel? Nuclear Regulatory Committee, nuclear safety officers. Listen to the birds. Huh? Listen to the birds. Take a good look at the birds. Good listen. But I hear a lot of nuclear safety officers got let go. Pay attention to the reflection here. This is a few days ago or something, last week, somewhere around here. Here it is. Here it is. Now I'm doing some signals. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Here they go. But I hear nuclear safety officers all got fired. What's all over the phone wires here? It's on both of them too. I don't know if the phone's picking it up. I can barely see from the sunlight. But even on the smaller lines, the phone wires, shit's moving. Makes me wonder what's over here. I really don't know what the hell to conversate about. Here goes the birds, field lines. Field lines. The GPS tool from the NSO group. Look at the Google sign up here in the cloud, the square. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, Microsoft. Did you catch him, Microsoft? Did you catch Sam, Mira, and the other one that left for AI safety? And the other guys from OpenAI that left, and after that kid fucking blew the whistle, and they found him dead in his own apartment, and they never fucking got him to a safe house. Did you catch Microsoft? I see you released a new chip called a top-down chip or some shit. Topological chip. The birds are like, what the fuck? How the hell did you just start talking about this? Where'd this come from? A new phase of matter, we call it, they said, huh? Nuclear safety officers, what do you think? See why you lost your fucking jobs? And climate change, too, that's next. You guys that are playing climate change. No, we'll just keep focused on the clouds up here because they're just shifting by the second. I guess they call that time frequency up there in the new phase of matter. What do you think? You know, what's really funny is back here in 2022, whenever this shit first started, and I didn't have a cell phone. My cell phone, it's still jammed to this day. The first one. This is a new one. And let me tell you what's going on here. All this shit you see on these lines, on these power lines, data wires that are getting into the transformers over there on the ground, especially getting into the phone boxes. This new phase of matter that all of a sudden no one can see. And I even heard we started finding what is it? They called it high energy light inside of computers. Researchers just found this one. I got it pulled up. These little balls of white light. They come out of the human brain too. They come right out of the human brain. They call it high energy light. Matters of fact, if you watch the movie Lucy, the first one, they're coming out with a second one. I can't wait to see what's in that one. Because the first one, it's like everything that's going on right now. This woman can totally manipulate electromagnetics to a T. Like she could literally turn your lights off in your house, turn them off and on, turn her TV on and put herself through your TV, signal hop the TVs. She could do everything damn near. But this new phase of matter shit, this new Microsoft, what is it called again? Majornia, or this new quantum chip that will hold like 1,000 qubits, and it found a new way to make matter on top of the chip or something like that. It's little black, just like this little black ball, and it will spin really fast in heat, and it will start making ice and get really cold. And then when it gets next to cold air, it slows down. That's how it was in the beginning. Now they figured out how to stop it and use it as a filter, like an optical filter. And then they start covert magneto channel hopping with this shit. And it's getting in your faces, humans. Nuclear Regulatory Committee, low energy nuclear radiation at room temperature, all over the power lines. It's getting on your faces, getting in your eyes. Every time you eat, these like, they call it electrostatics. And then electrostatics cause protein spikes. And then it works with your lymph nodes and quantum dots and creates nanocrystals. And it's literally like a cell phone. And all this shit could be, it's going right through the computer system. And they're now just saying they're finding it. And I've been screaming about it at the rooftops for two or 3 years. 2 or 3 years. They're now just saying they're finding this. And then you take this filter and hook it up to someone, start channel hopping, running what the IEEE calls smart skin. This smart skin, it gets all right on the outside of your on your skin, goes in a couple layers. And it starts this wireless power transfer. And if we could transfer, well, what do they call it? Electrons? They call it electrons. Listen to the birds. Listen to the birds. I'm just totally flabbergasted in what I've been hearing as of late. Totally flabbergasted. And then it works with alternating current, as you can see. And they bring current right in your house and run it on the walls and have a magnetic gap. It's not a magnetic gap. It's whenever you just look up covert channel hopping, covert channels on how to do communications covertly. You could beat an air gap with this, honey run. This will beat an air gap. You could air gap your whole entire facility, but what about your machines that are working? Those electronics that are working? And then they have something called a bit jabber now that beats the air gap. And it goes right through a concrete wall. Right through the concrete wall. Just like ultrasound will go right through the human skull. And then we have 3D magnetic nano networks that are going to have this shit. It's going to be loaded full of it. And they're trying to call it quantum dots, which are little diodes, these little nano crystals that the human body produces. And it's called magneto. And then it will cause protein spikes. And then it will get in your lymph nodes and overheat your body and change your frequency. And you use a fucking antenna. Because your brain goes right through lead walls. Your brain will go right through a lead wall. Instantly, too. From this side of the planet over to the other side of the planet, your brain will go. And these guys, these consultants, all you guys getting ready to work on these new computer AI systems and make sure they're safe and this, that, and the third. You're just going to keep passing the contract along. Just pass the contracts. Because I just found out that where all the money's at, it's in contract work in the private industry. Contracts. Protect computers for doctors and lawyers and hospitals and shit. How about these power lines? How about the nuclear power plant? That's a big contract, huh? How about the police department? That's even a bigger contract. You're just gonna keep passing the fucking contracts around, aren't you? Just pass them around. New administration got here, we had to keep the contract here, and however many more that I'm sure if I got in touch with the Department of Homeland Security and they got us all together, like all these guys that are going to the VA and the VA has no code for, fucking ultrasound, fucking low energy nuclear fucking radiation going through the fucking skull and causing nanocrystals and earwax buildup and fucking special hearing aids that work off like a Bluetooth. No, there's no code for that at the VA. But they've been studying synthetic telepathy since 2005. Well, all I can say is this shit that Microsoft just unveiled, the CEO, I just listened to him last night. And this new way of computing. It's like they're telling on you guys. It's like they're telling on you guys. You guys thought you were going to keep this under wraps. It's hidden. It's invisible. Just like the power lines. You look on the ground. I don't see any power lines on the ground from the sun's shadow. I can see the poles, but I don't see any power lines. This new phase of matter apparently just bends light and you can't see it, especially to the human eyeball. Pretty interesting how this all broke up here, huh? And then what's it gonna do once it gets up here to this ley line here, especially right above that tree? It's gonna reform again. It's gonna put itself back together. The matter up there. It's starting to attenuate up there. We're getting attenuation. So they say we're going to talk about anybody talking about climate change. We're going to go after in the government. Whoever's using climate change to pass around money. That's a strange one because with quantum computing, with we're going to ban solar radiation management in a lot of states for uses of geoengineering. And you guys are calling it climate change, and people are literally using the goddamn power lines and the grounds and everything. The 3D magnetic nano networks, human brains, human cell phones to control the goddamn weather. Control atmospheric pressures. Do wiretapping illegally. Here, get a good listen in here. Get a good listen. Get a good listen. Get a good listen. Get a good listen. Hey, Department of Homeland Security, who's going to speak for the birds? I see there's a new woman just appointed for the Department of Environmental Protection. To come up on my algorithm. I forget your name. But I did call the Department of Environmental Protection, and my hook got lifted. My hook got lifted. Someone keeps bringing it back. Someone keeps bringing it back. Who would want to keep bringing my hook back? You guys know what a hook is? And you computer nerds, you computer exploiters, you guys, some of you call yourself white hats, but you still you don't tell the truth all the time. And definitely you black hats, you never tell the truth. What do you guys call a hook? When you go fishing? What do you call a hook? What's a hook? And how does one get off the hook? Anyways, this new state of matter. Guys here at Microsoft, that's a camera. Okay, that's a camera that's not attached to the cell phone. That's a camera in the atmosphere. That's a camera. And now we got a translucent cell phone. The translucent cell phone, it works based off of laser pulses. These wonderful pulses of laser light. Pulse width modulations, just pulses on a dielectric metasurface, silicone. And let me tell you, I don't know how you're going to put a quantum computer chip in there, but something tells me there's a new phase of matter that's going to go in these goddamn cell phones, huh? A new phase of matter. Some call it the fourth phase of matter. And then you got to look into Mr. Wilhelm Reich when he was studying with Nikola Tesla back in the day, I do believe. Something called this orgone energy, where it's a sexual energy. And they call it the fourth phase of matter. And you guys are just releasing this now, saying you're just finding it now. Jeez, dude. Jeez. Jeez, oh man. And then I hear something about, NVIDIA, XAI and NVIDIA. I hear the Chinese are after you guys. Because XAI Grok, you're just as bad as OpenAI. You're just as fucking bad, they say. Running around stealing shit. Doing the same shit. You literally built the same system. And Mr. Musk himself says, well, Mr. Altman and OpenAI is not doing AGI. I will be. And you took over the system, and the system's just literally like the fourth phase of matter on people stealing their fucking fields. And you come out and publicly stated that you were going to work on the next wave of war, pro-military and brain chip interfaces, brain-to-brain interfaces, brain-computer interfaces. Like the sky's the limit here whenever you can take a charged coupling device and fucking put it in someone's eyeball and get control of their fucking body through their optical cortex. And Mr. Musk, how do you plan on stopping this from spilling out into fucking civilian areas, especially one that's only a kilometer away from an installation? And then all the civilian pay around here. Who are these guys testing this out on that's human? Who are they testing it out on? Like, I love your statement whenever you're here in Pittsburgh. If somebody takes away your freedom of speech, that's why the Second Amendment's there, called right to bear arms. I love that statement. I love it. Is there a way to go get arms? Is there like a building one can go to? Yeah, I need those arms this guy's talking about. And then who's going to back it up? That'd be my question. Who's going to back it up? Because I'm sure I could get some guys from Department of Homeland Security, some veterans that are really fucking going through some shit, and they have some dead friends from this. I'm sure we could all get together. We can voice our concerns. And if our speech gets silenced, take the Constitution into effect, huh? Can you imagine the fucking shit that would cost? Can you imagine the shit? And like I don't even want to get into it, but we're funding extremism over there in Israel. Israel's bitching about Elon Musk being extreme. But the United States of America's funding Israel to fucking kill people, and they're bitching about him making a Nazi statement or something like that. Ain't that fucking cute? And you guys over there, Russia, Ukraine. You know, I don't see any lasers on the battlefield. All I see is bullets and mortars and some missiles. Where's the lasers? Where's like some of you guys where your bodies are chopped in half and you didn't stand a chance? Because some of these drones, you could equip these drones with one of them directed energy weapons. I just seen someone use one on Facebook yesterday. They had this little cute little gun about the size of my hand, and they're just pointing it there. And it was a movie star to boot. A celebrity movie star, just pointing it. You know how many people don't think that this thing exists, a directed energy weapon? And he started shooting it at cardboard first. Cardboard started lighting up. There was a piece of metal. And he pointed at a piece of metal. Reminded me of 9/11. Remember how the buildings caught on fire and those channels just started melting? You see sparks flying everywhere on 1-inch steel plate. 1-inch steel plate. He cut a piece of metal in half. This celebrity movie star. There's a piece of metal just sitting there. And he just points this little gun at it and a little laser, and then you could literally hear the what do they call that? Transverse excited atmosphere take place, and it beam formed. After he pointed it caused another beam to go somewhere else, and then it just cut the metal right in half. You just see the sparks going. This is a laser pointer. Like you guys over there in Russia and Ukraine and shit. Where's your laser pointers at? Instead they got you guys using AKs and M16s and here battle these drones, you fucking twats. Well, someone can pay to watch it because it's all camera. How much does it cost to watch this, guys? Ukraine got to pay back the United States some way, huh? What do you think, Zelensky? Start live streaming fucking death like it's Call of Duty. You selling it to PlayStation? Video game development? Might as well as not let it go to waste, huh? And they said Russia was ahead of the United States in their military arsenals. Where's the lasers at? Light amplification system emitting radiation. Where's that at? Because all them helicopters over there, Ukraine, Russia, you're having trouble jamming fucking drones right now. What are you gonna do with a laser? Yes, I'm trying to be the biggest dick on the fucking planet right now just to call out the bullshit. And then all that money it goes into building all these fucking devices. And they just sit on a shelf and collect dust. Smart dust, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, we're letting them get more powerful, all the smart dust they're collecting. Just let them get more powerful. Still hunting some signals here. Still hunting signals. The bird died down a little bit. This is a good conversation. I know it's a good conversation because there's a lot of people listening, and I could feel the emotion of the transverse excited atmosphere. And the other part that really sucks, all these drones that everyone are using. How about the invisible drones that are going to be made out of this new phase of matter that you can't see? And they're going to work. They're going to work with the clouds up here in the sky. Who knows what the hell the Department of Defense and all these other government contractors, because they say contracting's where the money's at. These computer dudes get paid like $400 or $500 an hour to make sure that the computer works for lawyers, police officers. Well, I tell you what, if we're going to be using a cell phone up in the sky, that's like a computer. And all that shit that these airplanes are doing, how much money do you think that's worth? That's worth a fucking fortune. And then some of them will tell you, I don't care what the fuck you're saying, dude. It's not, there's no money, blah, blah, blah. There's no money. And you know what I had to do? I had to tell some of these guys about the story about Jesus Christ in the Bible. The storm on the lake that's in the Bible, where he's out there on the lake with his apostles, and he fell asleep. He was in a heavy sleep. He was dreaming while this storm was there. He's probably getting all kinds of good fucking dreams, receiving all kinds of great signals from the past and the future while he's presently sleeping. His apostles got so scared of these waves. These waves. They were just so turbulent, these waves. The rain was coming down, the thunder and lightning was a sound, astounding. They woke him up. And he just looked at him with this stupid grin on his face, like, what the fuck's wrong with you people? So he stood up. Jesus stood up. Jesus stood up. Jesus stood up on this little boat, this little dinghy they were on. And he raised his hand. He said, "Be still!" And this motherfucker controlled the weather. It stopped. The rain, the thunder, the lightning, the turbulent sea stopped. One human being controlled the fucking weather. You know how powerful that is? They crucified this motherfucker for that. You know how many people he fed with fish? Fuck, he made fish appear like a fucking miracle, for Christ's sakes. And then he goes out fishing. Cast your net! This spatial net on the other side of the fucking boat. And fed a fucking town. They caught so many fish in this spatial fucking web. Just on the other side of the boat. And tomorrow's Sunday. Everybody's gonna go to church. This fucking guy, Jonathan Stallworth. You can talk about this. And then you can correlate it with the fucking power lines, Mr. Stallworth. And the fucking airplanes from the DOD, some of these guys might be going to your fucking church. You know how much money that's worth? They call it fucking disaster capitalism. FEMA! When you got this asset manager company that has a neuro fucking tech company, it really makes one ponder what the fuck is going on amongst you fucking double fucking two-faced billionaires. It really does. And it's so, I can't believe people can't really fucking draw the fucking line and connect these fucking dots with this line. This little oscillation, these couple dots, this invisible fucking signal. I can't believe they can't fucking find it! What really hurts is the guys that make $400, $500, $600 an hour on computer systems to fuck up the harmonics in my fucking house. Come through my fucking phone lines. Pretend you don't know what the fuck I'm saying and say you don't give a shit because it's bioengineering. Boy, oh boy, was that a big mistake you made, kid. That was a big fucking mistake. And then they're selling computers. All I had to do was ask them, what's in the fucking chips? And I did, and I bit my tongue. You know anything about this shit that you're selling? You know how to program it, huh? You know how to change those electrical signals and just call it software. Oh, it's software. Motherfucker, it's electrical signal. They hide behind this word, software. Well, as long as I could reload, upload Windows and make sure the computer doesn't have any butt fucking problems, I don't give a fuck. Making $400 or $500 an hour. As this phone line starts attenuating. And they don't have ear gap systems where they're working at. And these guys don't give a fuck about any word I said. Boy, oh boy, who are they gonna call whenever they can't figure this one out? $500 an hour. How fast are them lawyers and shit gonna fire them? And I got Carnegie Mellon right down the fucking street. Well, the issue is there's nowhere for the guys with the boots on the ground that protect you guys sitting there watching that fucking little TV screen from fucking assholes from fucking coming over here. But now it's getting to be too late, isn't it? Because now that I hear there's like a hidden civil war, and it's taking place with every word out of my mouth right now. What are you guys doing to protect yourself, making $400 or $500 an hour that you want to say you don't fucking know? Like, what do I got to do? Round up all you fucking computer repair guys? You want to just say this buzzword, fucking software. It's software. Well, it's over my pay grade. But it's computing. It's computing. Now the computer is coming out of the fucking the machine. The machine learning! It's becoming organic. It's finding a new phase. And it's running laps around you motherfuckers. And you want to keep the virus. Keep it a virus. And don't talk. And lie. There's so much. There's just so much going on right now. And I cannot stand speaking like this. I cannot stand that this message is going to go through and see a few other human beings out there. And you have to hear this fucking tone. This assertiveness that is heavily rebooted in aggression. Because there's no sheriff to go to, guys. This shit starts attacking you. Some of you guys got lucky because we have it set up. When it starts to attack you, you just go do a little thing, go out, turn the little fucking sirens on like a little bitch, and it stops. But when this shit gets active and it's on you 24 hours a day, if it doesn't initially kill you, give you a heart attack, give you a stroke, fuck your lymph nodes up, stop you from breathing in your nose, give you this most